Hello everybody. I'm on the Who's Your Daddy Discord server. You see, I want to show you every single, idea I have for Who's Your Daddy that I've so far posted on the Who's Your Daddy Discord. So let's get right into it. Okay, this one is very, very old. It's months old. It's called Bring the Pet Monkey Back. Add back the pet monkey from Who's Your Daddy Classic, but with a special feature where the hashtag monkey can knock on balls. So yeah, back in Who's Your Daddy Classic, there was this third pet called the Pet Monkey. This guy, Cade Gaming, who made a 13-minute Who's Your Daddy fan movie called Who's Your Daddy the Mystery. Go check it out, it's only the part 1 of it. He said, yeah, maybe in a future map, even though it will never happen. I don't think a future map or the Pet Monkey back will happen, but he doubts it. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Okay, this one, somebody liked, 2 people liked, not including me, but nobody replied to me. Toon OG and realistic hashtag skin variations. I know that every single one of the skin variations, I know how every single one of the skin variations are based on the OG skins, but I want new skin variations. Like, how about you make a skin type button where you can change every single skin variation into Toon type, OG type, and realistic type, and Toon realistic OG and Toon all these skins. And if there are any skins I'm missing any daddy and baby skins on this list, then make Toon OG and realistic types of all the variations of the daddy and baby skins. I skipped over a lot of this because it wasn't important now, but I really hope you like it. Pause it on screen if you want to read it. On to the next one. Okay. Here's the next one, which this guy, Toon Daddy Ultra Camp, replied to. It's called New Health Bars. I want there to be 3 new health bars in Who's Your Daddy. The first health bar is the blood health bar. I want a picture of... I want the picture of it to be a drop of blood. The way I want it to react to the baby... is if the baby eats something sharp like glass or gets scratched up by the bear. In short, if something cuts the baby, then the blood bar will go down 5 times as fast as the baby losing health. And if the blood bar is all the way down, then the baby will start using health 3% at a time. I want there to be bandages in the game, so your daddy can use them so the blood bar can go up. If the daddy gets the blood bar to 100%, then the normal health bar will go up 1% at a time. Every drop of blood the daddy or baby loses, their skin will become more gray and more wrinkly. Also, make it so that the baby cannot jump over the stair banister or the stair fence, because if you add those 3 health bars, it will also mean that fall damage will be added to the game. Stuff like fruits and pills. Stuff like fruits and pills will not make the blood bar go up. Now, for the other one I want it better than the drowning. Is for the other one, I want it to be drowning health bar. That's a picture of our windpipe. It's called the drowned bar. If you start drowning, to drown, if you are starting to drown, you will go up 3 times as fast as the stamina bar goes down. Once it finally goes all the way down, we'll start losing health. And the final bar is the temperature bar, which is a picture of a thermometer. If we start getting hot or cold, it will go up or down 5% at a time. When it reaches 100%, you will start on fire and start losing health. When it reaches 0%, you'll freeze in place and start losing health. The temperature bar was inspired by the 4th health bar in the first ever test of the 5-year anniversary remake of Who's Your Daddy, and that's my suggestion. I hope you'll consider it. You almost definitely will. Yeah, isn't that a good suggestion? Toon Daddy Ultra Camp said, it's actually the 10th anniversary, but this is peak. Also, Kid Gaming and Toon Daddy Ultra Camp are not developers of the game. Anyways, on to the next one. This is another one. Boulder for the school map. When the Who's Your Daddy Big Summer Update came out, it made it so that you can finally go underneath the boulder in the original map, but it did not do it for the school map. You see, there is a spot in the school map backyard that is empty, and I think that's the perfect place that a boulder should go in. And in Lookout Cove, there is a giant wardrobe-shaped and sized blue brick. I want you to replace it with a wardrobe that is the same size and shape as the blue brick. I want you to add a boulder in that empty space outside and the school and a wardrobe replacing the blue brick. So that is a pretty good suggestion. Someone liked it. I liked every single one of my suggestions. Hopefully you like it too. Okay, this is the biggest one. There are still like three more after this, plus some of the suggestions I just haven't talked about yet. Now let's get on to this. Lots of improvements. And there are also lots of replies. Look, I know improvements aren't the kind of Who's Your Daddy's thing, but I want a lot of them, starting with new animations. There's an animation for getting into the garbage can, and an animation for getting into the blender, and an animation for putting on the plastic bag, but why can't there be animations for stuff like stabbing a fork into the electrical socket, getting into the lawnmower, push and lawnmower, push mower, and baby car, our school bus, student chair, the seats in the underground bunker, underneath the boulder, getting into the diaper bin, going onto the drums, going onto the pony thing, going onto the tricycle, going onto the paper shredder, which is broken, so please fix it. Going onto the firework on the roof, going onto the chairs next to the pool, going on the swings, going on the weightlifting thing in the basement, and finally going onto the electric-powered bike thing in the basement that aren't broken. So fix the animation that aren't broken. So fix the animation of you getting up when your face is facing the ceiling. Also, can you make it so that when you're driving the school bus, blue car, or lawnmower as the baby, it will be the same as riding the push mower as the baby. Also, add a feature where if we press R on our keyboard, it will place an item down wherever we want it without having to throw it there. Yeah, we need that. Also, make it so that all 3 of the daddy skin variations close their eyes when they're knocked out. Also, make it so that the OG skins blink and close their eyes when they're dead. Or if they're sleeping, just like the Toon and Realistic skins. Also, make it so that the OG baby skin has fingers instead of a mitten hand. Because in the game, he has a mitten hand, but in the cartoon, he has fingers. So make him I don't know why, but the him have fingers, please, and make it so that there's an animation for crouching and getting up from crouching that isn't broken. Now, that was my request. I only have one sentence left for you to say. All in all, I have to say, I beg of you, remove the stretchy arms. Toon Daddy Ultra Camp replied to me. He W'd the comment and said, W for writing an entire novel, but good point. I replied to that with, hey, why is no one making us saying I meant on the fact that I want the supposed to be stretchy arms to be removed from Who's Your Daddy, which is the one thing that I would change about Who's Your Daddy is my dream, and is my dream I want to do in Who's Your Daddy. He replied with, stretching arms aren't a problem for me, because I accidentally said stretching arms, I meant stretchy arms. He said, well, they're a problem for me. They're my least favorite thing in Who's Your Daddy. For some reason I said, who is your daddy? It's supposed to be Who's Your Daddy. I want them out of there now. So Who's Your Daddy, if you're seeing these posts and replies to these posts, please remove them, Who's Your Daddy. He replied with, it's very unlikely that it will get removed. It's a core part of the game. And also, the final reply that I did not reply to, he did not reply to, is, well, I really hope they're gonna be removed from Who's Your Daddy. I know. What? No. Yeah. I did not. I know. How about Who's Your Daddy makes a setting or something so that there aren't any stretchy arms anymore, and the improvements in this post will stay in the main game with or without the stretchy arms on. Good post, right? I don't like the stretchy arms. I just really don't like them because, you see, there is not a single game out there that has stretchy arms that were not intended to be in there. I know that there are some out there with stretchy arm gadgets that were intentional, but no real stretchy arm unintentionally. And I want it to be like other games, but I want people who like the stretchy arms to be in the game. And the first ever post of me saying I don't like the stretchy arms is this. Here's the first ever sign of me not wanting the stretchy arms. Please, I beg of you, remove the stretchy arms. Look, I know a lot of people will hate this request, and it's been here for so long, it's honestly become part of the game, and I know your cartoon will be outdated if you do this. Yeah, their cartoon, features stretchy arms. But I don't like the stretchy arms, so please remove them. I'm mad at the glitch that you just kept in, and do some other stuff like bring back the non-auto eat thing for fruits and make it so that there's an animation for crouching and standing up, and make it so that instead of the baby using his grappling hook arm to open the door, he just uses the same arm to push the door open, and make it so that if an item is too far away for the daddy to pick up, he just too far down for the daddy to pick up, he just bends over and picks it up, and bring back the old version of stabbing the fork into the electrical socket animation inside of the test animation for the Who's Your Daddy remake. So please remove the stretchy arms. This K Gaming, he said, what brings charm to the game? Also, the game ain't getting any more updates for now. Toon Daddy Ultra Camp replied to that with, for now, just you wait. Yeah, it will be a little bit until we get a new update since Who's Your Daddy 2. I replied to him with, I don't care if it brings charm to the game. It isn't like other games. I want it out of the game now, immediately, or at least sometime. I doubt it's ever going to happen, though. So if that's the case, me hoping this miracle that gets removed is pretty much useless. But hey, maybe there will be an employee of Evil Tortilla Games that decides to remove this. I was giving up hope that he'd ever reply to me since it's been since it was a long time, before he did, but he actually replied to me with ah. Don't know what it means. I replied with, what are you talking about? And he never replied to me again. Anyway, there are just a few other, like 2. Then we'll get on to the, like, then we'll get on to the Who's Your Daddy 2 idea and the Who's Your Daddy discussion. Let's get on to the play against AI idea. Okay, here it is. Play against AI, 3 likes, not including mine. I want you to add a feature into the game where you can play against either an AI daddy or an AI baby. You see, it will be for custom lobbies. There will be a button in custom lobbies that makes you able to add AI into the game, and yes, the AI will count as a player for the custom lobby. If you click on them, not only can you delete them, but you can also customize them, and there is even a switch so that you can make them your baby or daddy skin. And you're even able to play against AI and a real person at the same time. That's the suggestion I have. You see, I made this post because like a minute before a Who's Your Daddy game ends, on what is it? Oh yeah, like they rage quit because I'm owning them. So I want AI because the AI can't rage quit, and the reason why they rage quit is because like they're owning me so much they can't even like play the game, and it's played by real people, so they can have an opinion about what I'm doing and they can rage quit. So that's why I invented this. And like, even though this post was 3 months old when this guy replied, this guy who has a picture of Duolingo holding a torch said, yes, is a good idea, 3 thumbs ups. There's actually something great about this, is that they're actually working on this. This guy said, after I made my post about the AI, he said, make an AI baby and an AI daddy with difficulty levels. I replied with, hey, you stole my idea. Then Toon Daddy Ultra Camp replied with, he didn't steal your idea, which I don't agree with, by the way, since this post was made after me. And Who's Your Daddy actually, like, showed me this. Hold on. This post made from 2024. Like, imagine if you don't have any friends or anyone to play with, introducing new AI that allows you to play with someone. And Who's Your Daddy himself actually responded to this with, in fact, this was implemented in the game files as AI Daddy, just not completed, which is revealing that this, like, Toon Daddy Ultra Camp showed me this. And, like, I forgot that he showed me this, so I now agree with it. So, yeah, that's embarrassing. Like, now here's another one. Daddy versus Baby and Family Gathering upgrade. Hey, Who's Your Daddy? Make it so that you can pick the map and mode you can play in Daddy versus Baby and Family Gathering. So yeah, it's very, very boring. Now, before we get on to the Who's Your Daddy 2 idea, let me show you the Who's Your Daddy discussion. You see, after Who's Your Daddy, for 10 years, they like announced Who's Your Daddy 2, I went on the Discord and I said, aw man, I didn't want Who's Your Daddy to have sequels. I wanted there to only be one game. They haven't even finished the original yet. They haven't added that setting I want where you can turn on and off the stretchy arms. And what about the story? What about the story of the game? Toon Daddy Ultra Camp replied about the stretchy arms and said, I honestly don't get such the problem about the stretchy arms. I think it's hilarious. I don't agree with that. I replied to him with, I was kind of hoping that you would reply to me saying your opinion about me not wanting a Who's Your Daddy 2 in my opinion, but instead you told me your opinion about stretchy arms. I'll tell you both of them. The reason why I don't like the stretchy arms is because it isn't like other games. There's not a single game out there that has stretchy arms that are unintentional. And I want it to be like other games. I also want some people that like the stretchy arms to still be able to see them. So that's why I want a setting instead of removing them entirely. And the reason why I don't want a Who's Your Daddy 2 is because Who's Your Daddy is a round game. And I don't think round games should have sequels. Like games like Hello Neighbor and Granny are games that would work great with sequels, which they did have. But I don't think round games like Who's Your Daddy should have sequels. Reply to me on your opinion with both the stretchy arms and me not wanting any Who's Your Daddy sequels. And Cade Gaming replied to me, like Toon Daddy Ultra Camp did too. He said, forbid a game company trying to make money. If they weren't trying to make money, they would just make Who's Your Daddy 2 an update for Who's Your Daddy 1. Basically, what he's trying to say is, like they would have made, if they weren't trying to make money, they would have made Who's Your Daddy 2 an update for Who's Your Daddy 1. But they want to make more and more money, and they know that more games equals more money. So, like, hey, here's another one, now give us your money. Like, that's pretty sad. So, I'm really upset about that. And anyway, Toon Daddy Ultra Camp replied to me, but it doesn't cause any problems. But you see, the reason why I don't like it is because it doesn't look good. I really depend on like the look of the game. And finally, this guy, Joe, he replied to me. And Joe is an official developer of the game. The work done on the remake has taught us a lot. And we have some exciting ideas for the sequel that make it stand out as a true evolution, but we want it to wait until we have something concrete and demo-able before sharing those details. It won't actually take us 10 years. We are still in the early stages of production. There will absolutely be a huge discount for current owners through a Steam bundle. We feel a sequel really helps set up our team for Who's Your Daddy. For enduring success going forward, we're intending to bring new ideas and more stable foundation in the next iteration of this wacky parenting game. And the best part is he said, we'll really consider your idea for having an option to disable the stretchy arms. I replied to him, and I think he gave me a heart. And I said, well, okay, I understand now. You can create a sequel if you want. I'm glad it won't take 10 more years for it to be out. Also, when I said I want a setting to remove the stretchy arms, what I meant was I wanted it in the original game, but you can add it into both games if you want, and he gave me a little heart. I replied to this with, yo, Joe, can you please reply to this comment? I'm not sure if the heart in this comment was made by you, and the reason why I want to reply to this is because you didn't tell me if you know now that when I said... Sorry about that. My mother came into the room. You didn't tell me if you know when I didn't mean in the sequel. Let me read this Yo, Joe, can you please reply to this comment? It's supposed to be post. I'm not sure if the heart and... Oh, so by the way, the reason why I called it a comment is because I make much more comments on videos than I do on Discord. So yeah. I'm not sure if the heart on this post was made by you, and the reason why I want you to reply to this is because you didn't tell me if you know that when I said I want a setting to remove the stretchy arms, I didn't mean I want it in the sequel. Because when you were talking about the idea that you consider it, you said in the sequel at the end of it, which I meant in the first game, but if you want, you could add it into both games. This, like... I'm not sure if this person is, like, a worker of the game. He probably isn't. He said, dude, chill, it'll all be okay. So, yeah. Anyway, here's the final thing. And, whoa, my mouth is full of saliva right now. Here is the Who's Your Daddy 2 idea. I have an idea for Who's Your Daddy 2. First, before we make Who's Your Daddy 2... do a whole bunch of updates to Who's Your Daddy 1. Now, everything that I'm saying in this comment, again, same reason, is for Who's Your Daddy 1, that you can add into it. And in order to tell if the stuff I want is for Who's Your Daddy 2, when I say that everything in the rest of this comment was for Who's Your Daddy 2, then you know, okay? Now, the first update I want in Who's Your Daddy 1 is the one that helps us get behind the unauthorized door, and in doing so, we'll find a room with a bunch of T-posing robotic versions of the daddy and the baby, and then another unauthorized door that leads to a bunch of other unauthorized doors that lead to more secret bases under the rocks of the other simulations. And when we go up the rocks, we'll find other simulations. And once the daddy and the baby from those simulations meet us, each of them will have a different reaction. And one of the simulations is the simulation from the first ever episode of the Who's Your Daddy cartoon. And when we unlock the unauthorized door that leads us to the abandoned control room, that leads us to the map, and that's where the game ends for Who's Your Daddy 2. Now, the next stuff is the stuff that I want for Who's Your Daddy 2. It's simple, actually. In Who's Your Daddy, but we try to save the baby and... It's Who's Your Daddy, but we tried to save the baby. But we tried to save the baby in that destroyed Who's Your Daddy server. And there's even a skull version of that destroyed Who's Your Daddy server, and there will also be some new lore in the game. But I want you to be the ones who do that stuff, cause I can't think of any Who's Your Daddy lore in that game. And finally, in the first game and in the sequel, please add a setting to remove the stretchy arms, because I don't like them. And K Gaming replied with, I ain't reading all that. GK is peak fiction, but we are never getting another update for Who's Your Daddy 1, I can tell. Yeah, it's a guy crying. I reply with, oh, come on, K Gaming. Why did I sound like a British guy for a second? I don't think that's true. I just think they're stopping development on Who's Your Daddy 1 temporarily so that they can work on their new and original project and Who's Your Daddy 2. Don't worry, we'll get another update on it's supposed to be Who's Your Daddy on Who's soon. One that will hopefully add a setting to disable the stretchy arms. I forgot. He replied with, I forgot about the whole temporary thing. And I replied with, so you're going to say temporarily in your reply, just like I said in my reply to your reply. And he replied with, I just feel like it's going to be a long time before we get another update for Who's Your Daddy 1. We will most likely get Who's Your Daddy 2 demo or whatever before the next update. And finally, whoa, this is the final thing. Agreed, Kate Gaming. You don't have to reply to this reply, but it kind of reminds me of a conversation I had with Toon Daddy Ultra Camp. It was a suggestion I made called Lots of Improvements. At the end of it, I said, please, I beg of you, remove the stretchy arms. It's supposed to be Daddy Ultra Camp, replied to me saying, I make a good point, but he didn't talk about the stretchy arms, so I replied to him on why he didn't say anything about me not wanting the stretchy arms. Then he said stretchy arms aren't a problem for me. I replied to him saying they're a problem for me, and they're my least favorite thing in Who's Your Daddy ever. He replied to me saying it's very unlikely that I'll get removed. It's a core part of the game. And finally, I replied to him talking about my new idea that they could add a setting to disable the stretchy arms, and that's where I got the idea to add that, if you're wondering. But he never replied to me, and I never replied to him saying I want to reply. Kate Gaming, it would be great if you replied to me, but Toon Daddy Ultra Camp, if you're seeing this, then reply to this saying why you didn't reply to me, or you could go back to that post and make a reply to me. And Kate Gaming or Toon Daddy Ultra Camp never replied to me on this or the other thing. So, like this video and comment which suggestion was your favorite. For me, it was the setting to disable the stretching arms. Thank you so much for watching, if you even watched through the whole thing. It's been a long video by accident. I didn't mean it for this to be long. But anyway, bye!